Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta. And Kriti, I guess we can say earnings season is underway now, getting off to a rip-roaring start based on what we're seeing from Delta Airlines this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Those shares certainly flying high. You're welcome.
Well done.
This is what happens when I'm on air with you all the time. Delta shares higher by a whopping 11% this morning. DAL is your ticker, to your point of restoring full year guidance. This is a really big deal. We know the airline sector has been very worried about the consumer read-through, specifically how much of that is going to be affecting not only the airline sector, but the idea of how much exposure people actually want to the U.S. Is tourism looking the other way? Do they not want to visit, Times Square or the Washington monuments anymore? It looks like Delta's saying, look, the guidance is still coming back in line with expected, and actually higher than a lot of Wall Street expected, and therefore getting rewarded this morning. A lot of those fears kind of thrown to the side. It's not just Delta that's rallying off of this. It's all of the airlines, really. American Airlines higher by 6% this morning. AAL is your ticker, trading at $12 a share. We got to talk about United as well. UAL is your ticker there, despite all the issues at Newark, higher by 7.4% this morning, trading at $86 a share. So a quick check on Southwest Airlines as well as we talk about that domestic bid. LUV is your ticker, higher by about 2.6%, trading about $35 a share. So lots of good news for the airline sector this morning. We'll see if it sticks into those opening bells. We should mention the other major headline of today, which, of course, happened overnight. The idea of a potential 50% tariffs on Brazil. A lot of it tied into the politics. So I did a little bit of digging this morning, Nathan. That's what I did in my prep this morning of how many American stocks actually have exposure to Brazil. And I found out a lot of them, a lot that I had no idea had supply chains that extend into Brazil as well. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of some of them. I think the one that's probably catching a lot of attention this morning is I'm going to try to say this word right. Embraer, I think is the right way to say it. This is, of course, the Brazilian airplane manufacturer. ERJ is your ticker. Shares are down 6% this morning. Again, Brazilian company listed in the United States. ERJ is the ticker, trading at $53 a share, and getting hit hard to the tune of about 6% this morning. A couple of others that I have learned a lot about, a lot in the ag sector, I should say. Archer-Daniels-Midland is a big one you want to keep your eye on. Now, the shares are only higher by 0.5%, not enough volume in those shares yet, but keep an eye on this one. ADM, currently trading at $54 a share and change. 40% of their revenue came from Brazil last year. So that's going to be a really important stat to keep an eye on. Their ports in Brazil. Brazil's one of their key markets. Really keep an eye on that one. A similar story over for Mosaic. MOS is your ticker there. They also have that special 40% of their 2024 revenue coming in. And again, the market not really reacting, but really keep an eye on that one as this plays out. The dynamics between Donald Trump and, of course, Lula in Brazil as well. We should get a last-minute check as well on Freeport-McMoRan. That is the copper story that continues into a second day. FCX higher by 2.5% this morning, Nathan. $46.71 a share.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.